Hello and welcome back to 7 Minute Sessions with me, Sherry Crowley, 7 minutes or less of ADHD management tips. Yesterday, we covered how to boost dopamine. Today, we'll identify habits which are draining your dopamine. So these are the things to stop doing it, the anti-dopamine habits that we're doing. I'm going to give you five, and I will start with what you will not be surprised is number one, endless social media scrolling. Obviously drains dopamine and energy. Many people do not feel good when they get off. And that's because these are dopamine bursts. A new like, for example, how many more notifications that people are interacting with you, for example. These are short and shallow. So over time, your brain adapts to these short, shallow bursts of dopamine, requiring more stimulation, equaling longer scrolling, to achieve the same effect, which leads to a dopamine crash when the stimulation ends. So the constant novelty, the newness, the next post can overwork your brain's dopamine system, leading to fatigue, reduced focus, and difficulty finding satisfaction in less stimulating activities. I don't know about you, but after long scrolling sessions, tasks that don't offer immediate rewards feel harder or less appealing. And I said, I don't know about you, but I mean, that's general. And that's because of this disrupted dopamine regulation and the cycle of procrastination and reliance on scrolling for more and more easy dopamine. Also, on a side note, we're getting decision fatigue. You're constantly making decisions one after another of what to look at next, which thing to scroll next, what to pick to click on next. And that's also dopamine draining. Not to mention spending the hours of scrolling that we are doing, the whole time we're basically subconsciously, and some of us consciously, are comparing our insides to other people's outsides, which adds layers of stress and self-doubt, also depleting the dopamine as the stress hormones come in. Next up is the procrastination loops. Procrastination loops drain dopamine by creating a cycle of avoidance and guilt. So when you avoid a task by whatever you're doing to avoid it, you momentarily escape the stress. This gives you a small dopamine boost, but the guilt and the anxiety that follow lower your overall dopamine levels. This makes starting the task even harder and perpetuates the cycle and leaves you feeling mentally and emotionally drained. Number three anti-dopamine habit is multitasking. Multitasking drains your dopamine by splitting your focus, which prevents your brain from experiencing the rewarding dopamine hit of completing a single task. That's why so often ADHD coaches or people, experts will say, put all the distractions away and set a timer and focus on this one task, like the deep work. The lack of satisfaction of completing a single task while you're multitasking leads to mental fatigue and reduced motivation. Number four, overloading on sugar and junk food. That may be obvious, may not. I think most of us know that. However, it causes the dopamine crashes by providing a quick spike in dopamine followed by a sharp drop. And this crash leaves you usually feeling fatigued, unmotivated, and then craving more stimulation to regain the lost dopamine, either craving sugar itself or craving social media scrolling or craving anything. The fifth one is one that I often struggle with on and off myself, which is neglecting sleep. This doesn't necessarily mean you couldn't sleep, that you can't fall asleep. That's its own thing. But this is not prioritizing other things in place of sleep. Revenge sleep procrastination, for whatever reasons, the roots of it are that you're neglecting your sleep. During sleep, particularly in the deep and REM stages, the brain repairs and replenishes its dopamine system. And a lack of sleep reduces the receptor sensitivity and the dopamine availability. So it's twofold, which then affects our cognitive functions like focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation. And over time, chronic sleep deprivation can lead to a heightened need for external stimulation like caffeine, sugar, social media to compensate. And then you're in this cycle of fatigue and dysregulation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. your dopamine's dysregulated. So let's take our 5-minute rule from yesterday, pick one of these 5 anti-dopamine habits to work on for today, and let me know what you choose in the comments below. Have a good day, afternoon. I'm at my standing desk and dancing around. Okay, bye.